Hey guys, Kenny here, Ken Small Engines. It is Saturday morning. What is this, the 9th or 10th? I think it's the 9th, whatever, of, I think it's the 10th of January. Anyway, in front of my dealer, L&R Power Equipment, Monroe, Connecticut, Toro dealer, steel dealer, real good dealer. Anyway, this video, I basically had a woman at work that used to work for me. Had a Craftsman thrower. I believe it's the Lonson engine. I think it's Lonson. Could be LCT, but I think it's Lonson. And she said it won't start. And this woman, in the past, with her kids are older, they didn't drain anything out, so I knew it'd be a carburetor issue. At first, I was dreading it because it's an MTD, and the MTD's taking apart all the covers and pulling off that throttle knob with a vice grip. Wasn't looking forward to it. Anyway, I looked at it and I'm like, wait a minute, they did a design change. They actually molded in a little half rectangle there, a little square cutout, if you will. So now you could take the cover off of the carburetor, disconnect the primer line, put it aside. I was like, maybe this will be easy. So then I said to myself, okay, self, let's try it. So we take the thing off. You'll see in the video, and I'll be honest, I think Lonson or Craftsman or whoever is working on the engineering of this listened and heard the frustrations of people that were working on these things, realized that they put that knob on there so tight that King Kong couldn't get it off, and redesigned it. So watch the video, enjoy. I basically wanted to see if I could do it without taking the carburetor off, if I could clean the jet and emulsion tube while it's on the carburetor, while it's still on the machine. See how I made out. There was also another couple little issues with it, with MTD, common with MTD, regarding the chute rotator. So take a look at the video. I hope you enjoy. We will talk to you guys soon. Comment, subscribe, like. Tell me what you want to see in these videos. I'll do whatever you think. If I can get a machine in, or if I know of any machine that I have available, I can show you something how to fix, I'll do it. So take care, guys. Enjoy the video. We'll talk to you soon. Kenny out. Hey guys, Kenny here, Ken Small Engines. Alright, this is a couple of more quick tips, but really just a little bit of a complaint here. This is a Craftsman snowblower my customer bought, I think at Lowe's, because Lowe's sells the Craftsman now. The tree guys are back. Yeah, they're doing all kinds of stuff at the neighbor's house. So if you hear that noise, it's the tree guys. Anyway, my question is, who assembles these stupid things? Alright. You got a bent control handle bushing holder, but look at that. It's not even contacting. Look at that. Now my customer didn't complain. I mean, I work with the lady, nice lady. I mean, who puts these things together? Oh my gosh. I was just at my sister-in-law's literally an hour ago to fix a problem on an MTD, the exact same snow thrower, okay? And what the problem was, when they went to go rotate their chute, it wouldn't go all the way to one side. What was happening is, see how close that plastic piece is to the belt guard? Well, this belt guard was a little too far forward. That piece was hitting, not allowing it to turn all the way to the left, okay? So basically, you had to loosen those two screws there, or the nuts, I should say, the nylock nuts, and then there's two on the top. All right, you got those two there. You loosen those four nuts, you push the chute assembly underneath, you push it forward as much as you can. It only moves it a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch, not much. Then you tighten it back down. Then it gives you the clearance. You see, there's not much, but there's enough clearance where it'll clear that guard. If you don't put it together correctly, now, obviously, whoever put this thing together at Lowe's, I mean, like I said, high school kids, whatever. Come on, really? Come on, that's crazy. But the sad thing is, the owner did not even say to me, oh, there's a problem with the chute. Really? I think there's a little problem. What do you think? A little problem. Anyway, this came in because we have to clean out the carburetor because of no start condition, okay? But what's nice is, and I showed you guys this on Instagram, if you notice, they actually molded a slot. See that little rectangular slot? So now that red knob, you don't have to take it out to take off the cover. It'll come right off through that slot. So good design change by the people making this engine. I think it's Lonson or LCT. I think it's Lonson that makes them for Craftsman. But anyway, we're gonna take this cover off, a couple of 10 millimeters here. We'll take the cover off, we'll get the carburetor off, and then we'll clean it, and we'll let you know what's going on with that. But right now, come on guys, really? Who is putting these things together? This is crazy. Look at that. That's crazy. Quality control, non-existent. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. All right guys, we're back on this Craftsman. I just wanted to show you. Craftsman, they did their homework this time. This is that stupid knob that drives everyone crazy where you need a vice grip to pull it off. But look what they did on the cover. They molded in a nice recess, okay? All right, a nice recess there. So now you position that throttle in the center, this cover comes right off. You don't have to worry about vice grips, you don't have to worry about anything. You pull off the primer hose from the primer button there, and then you don't even have to take the wires off of the kill switch. You put it aside, you can take off the wiring harness. Now you got all your screws, you can get to your carburetor, you can get to your fuel line, and then we could clean out this carburetor and get it going. So pretty easy. I'm gonna try to get it from the bottom, not taking the carburetor off. I'm gonna try and get it, see what I could do. If I don't have to take it off, I won't. I'll see if I could take out the emulsion tube and clean it, see if I can take out the pilot jet and clean it, and see if it works. All right, we'll get back to you soon, guys. I got music on, so I'll have to edit that out. That's all right. All right, I'll shut it off. I like it. I like Christmas music. I have it on all year. I'm one of those nuts that has Christmas music on in July. I don't know. I like it. Brings me back to a good time. All right. So here's the Craftsman. We're going to shut off the fuel with fuel pliers. It's got a full tank of fuel. We're going to see what's in here. Now I'm assuming I'm going to get a little bit of greenage coming out. Let's see what we got. I'm assuming a little bit of greenage, a little bit of guck. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Let's allow a little fresh fuel in there. Let it fill up a little bit. Till we get good fuel running out. Oh yeah. Look at that. Moisture, guck, crap. Oh yeah. Let's let it run for a little bit. Let it fill up. Get that fresh fuel in there. Let it run for about 10, 15 more seconds. Oh yeah, look at that. Looks like scrambled eggs. Yeah. A little bit more. If there's any water in there going to the low spot, hopefully it'll be water. Alright, and I can shut it off. Let it run out. Ella. Fuse clamp, fuse hose, pliers. Okay. Now, look at that. Look at that soup. We'll let it settle for a second, but you can see there's a little bit of water in there too. Let's take a look. Now you know that water is lighter than fuel, so water will, where is it? Water will float to the bottom. Holy moly, look at that. Looks like you got a little bit of water in there, you got a little bit of who knows what. So that wasn't gonna start. So I'm gonna try dropping the bowl, taking out the emulsion tube and the jet, see if we can go from there. If that works, great. If not, I'll have to take the carb off, but let's try that first. All right, where are we here? There we are. All right, let's take off 10 millimeter. Yeah, it smells like regular fuel coming out now. Not too bad. Let's take off this bowl. Yo, man, that's on tight. Wow. Take off the bowl nut. A little bit more fuel will come out. What's in the bottom of the bowl. Alright. Well, the bowl nut looks good. There's not any corrosion on it, so that's a good sign. Let's take off this bowl. Alright. And what do we have in here? Well, we got a little bit of Jello in there. Not much. A little bit of water, a little bit of Jello. I'm going to run some more fuel out of there, and then we'll see if we can take out that jet. Now, there's different screwdrivers for taking out these jets. I've got a few of them. Let me go grab one or two, and we'll see if we can get one that fits pretty good. That's the only good thing about having the carburetor off the machine. You can make sure everything fits perfect, but we're gonna try it. I got different screwdrivers I try for jets. Alright, these three I like to try, okay? This one I just picked up the other day. I think I showed you guys in a video. It's actually a Klein screwdriver. It's about $11. It's got a wire bent, where is it? Oops, see that here? That's for bending wire, so if you put in sockets or something. But it looks like it's, oh, where is it? Where are we going? There we go. It looks like it's around the perfect size though for a jet. So I'm gonna tilt up this snowblower to the service position, as Mr. Pate refers to it. Gotta take the chute out of the way manually, because this thing isn't working. Alright, let's bend this thing up. Now it's in the service position, and we will see. Oh, these chainsaw guys with the tree service. Yeah, I know, everybody's got to work. Alright, I'm going to look up in there. Yeah, there's the jet. Alright, let's see what works. First we'll try the brand new screwdriver, see if that fits. Nah, a little too big. Try the other one, which is an older Klein that I have. I've had this for years. That might work. Ooh, yes sir, baby. All right. All right. It's unscrewed. Let's see if we can pop it out by returning it to its regular position. I've got to put my hand under there, make sure it doesn't fall on the ground. Nothing yet. There we go. Here's the jet. The jet, oh, where are you? There you are. Jet popped out. Now the fun part's going to be the emulsion tube. Let me just check first to see if I can see some daylight in this jet. And right now, I don't know if you guys can see. Where are we? Yeah, you can't see any daylight. No daylight through that jet. Jet's plugged. But chances are, if the jet's plugged, the emulsion tube is plugged too. So I'm going to try and get that out. Now the easiest way to get the emulsion tube out is to access through the throat of the carburetor and push down on it. So let me take off these covers on here. See if I can access the top of the carburetor. I'll see if I can access the top of it. Oh, those guys keep on chainsawing. Now, chances are the correct screwdriver, if this has a dot on the head, I don't see a dot, but if there's a dot on the head, it means it's a JIS, Japan International Standard. So it doesn't. So we're going to use a regular Phillips. If you see a dot on the head, it's not Phillips, it's a JIS, Japanese Industrial Standard. Bruce Pender mentioned it in his last video, and I've done videos on JIS screwdrivers. You can get them on Amazon, they're inexpensive, but they make a big difference when you use a JIS screwdriver versus non-JIS, depending on what you're doing. Alright, so this cover here serves two purposes. It routes the primer line, you take that out, and it also houses the harness for the kill switch. So you want to take that out as well. Alright, so okay. Alright, so now the harness is out, primer line's out, lift it up. Okay, now that it's lifted up, now you got this cover. Well, this thing is just full of covers, isn't it? This cover here actually has the crankcase vent pushed into it. So that's gonna have to, ooh, wow, is that on tight? Let's see what those are. I think they're 10 millimeter. Let's see if they are. Hope so. That's what my gun's set up for. Yep. Okay. Now we take this off. Now there's a gasket behind it, so watch when you're taking it off. You don't want to break the gasket. Now this sucker's, ooh, that's giving me fits. I want to pry that off with a screwdriver. Yeah, they're going to keep making more noise. They're going to keep making more noise. Let's see if I'm in focus here. Yep. Oh, wow, they just dropped a big branch over there. I think the guy almost had a heart attack. Let's see if I can knock off this hose. Yeah, it's cheap Chinese hose. You don't want to damage it. Let me see if I can take this off. Alright, it comes off, but really, I twisted it out of the way. Alright, now that you got the carburetor exposed, you turn the choke open, you look inside, and you can see the top of the emulsion tube, so you push it down. And right now it's flush and it's still not coming out. So what I do is I go in there with a 90-degree pick and I push it down and I catch it. So let me go in there, let me grab a 90-degree pick. lot of that stuff in my two-stroke toolbox. So let me look at my two-stroke toolbox. I usually keep picks in there. See what I got. Yeah, there we go. 90-degree pick. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to poke down to push out that emulsion tube, and I'm going to catch it with my other hand. I'm gonna have to get my glasses because I can't even see in there. Hard to see. Well, I think I'm pushing down on it, but I don't see anything coming out. Let me put it up again and see if I can see it from the inside. Oh, you know what, guys? When I tilted the machine, guess what fell out? I just saw it on the ground. It fell out. So when I pushed on it, I don't know, I guess it fell out when I took out the jet and I didn't realize it. So here it is. Anyway, that's why I couldn't see it. It wasn't there. Ooh, look at all the schmutz. Again, look at this. Where is it? Look at all that schmutz. Look at that. Schmutz. That ain't going anywhere. All kinds of schmutz in there. All right, we're gonna clean this out. We'll be back in a few minutes. All right, guys, just wanted to show you. Here's the main jet. And you definitely cannot see any daylight in there. That's clogged. But also, what I really wanted to show you, the emulsion tube. All right, that is solid. Look at that, solidly plugged with stuff. Old fuel gels up, it's clogged. Also, the side holes. Generally, you could look through these side holes and see daylight. And these right here, I can't see anything. They're clogged. So we're gonna unclog these with some tag wire, make sure they're clean. Then we'll put them back into the carburetor and hopefully this sucker will be going. So we'll be back soon. Alright, it's chilly out today. I don't know how long this battery is gonna last, but basically I'm gonna use torch tip cleaners. You see these on Amazon all the time. They give them away when you buy screwdrivers for adjusting carburetors and all that. So I got a whole mess of them. So if you don't have one of these, one thing you can use, whenever you have a loaf of bread or something in a plastic bag, it comes with a tie wrap. If you take a tie wrap, I'll just give you for example here, and you strip off the insulation from it, okay, you're left with a nice fine little wire. And that wire you can use on jets, okay? This one's a little thick. Oh no, it goes through. You can see it goes through, okay? But when they say tag wire, yeah, tag wire, bread wire, look, it pushes the smudge right out. All right, tag wire, bread wire, whatever it takes to clean out the hole. All right, but in a pinch, use a twist tie from a plastic bag or bread bag. That works good too. You just want to make sure you're getting all the stuff out of there and that your hole is perfectly clear. So now you can see through it. See that? You can see right through it. There's the hole. So now it's clean. So what I'll do is I'll use my torch tip cleaners. I'll make sure it's clean. I'll probably also spray a little bit of carb clean in there too, just to make sure. So you want to make sure you get it all clean. You don't have any schmutz left in there. Yes, that's a technical term, schmutz. You want to make sure it's all cleaned out.
What I do is I work to the biggest diameter wire that'll fit in there. Don't force it, you don't want to open it up. All right, that one doesn't fit, so I go to the next size down. That one fits. You can see it's fitting, but it's a little snug. So these things actually have little serrations on the side, so they act like small files. You don't want to create too many burrs, or you just want to clean out all the old fuel, all the gelled up fuel. All right, and like I said, this one's clean. Now this one here, we'll do the same thing. Let's push out the schmutz. Yeah, there's a lot of it. Let's push it all out. You can see on there, big thing of schmutz. Get that out of there. Let's go a little bigger. Even more. See, as I go bigger, you can see there's more stuff on there, more schmutz. All right. So get all that stuff out of there. It's old fuel. It's no good. It's not going to burn. Get it out of there. These serrations on the side will capture all that dead fuel in there, all that gelled up fuel. Get it all nice and clean. You want to be able to see through that. I don't know if you guys can see it on there, but it's definitely clean now. Hard to show you on camera. But trust me, it's clean. I can see through it. Now we're going to clean the side holes. We're going to take the small diameters and we're going to clean the side holes. Smaller wire. We're going to clean all the cross holes out. Make sure you clean them all out. What I'll do after I'm done with this, cleaning all the, oh, there we go, we got some schmutz in that one. Once I'm done cleaning all the cross holes, and there's 6 times 4, there's 24 of these holes. All right, once I get done, yeah, there's more schmutz, look at that. I clean all that schmutz out, then I'll take some carb cleaner, I'll blow it with the carb cleaner, then I'll blow it out with air, and we'll go from there. Let's see. Okay, I've installed the emulsion tube, I've installed the jet, and I've tightened it down with my screwdriver, and you can see now there's the emulsion tube sticking up right there. There you go, there's the emulsion tube, it's sticking up right there. So the jet is tight, everything's tight, everything looks nice and clean in there. I'm going to put the bowl back on, put it back on, I'm going to try and fire it up and we'll see what happens. I'll be back shortly. Yeah, these guys are still at it, making noise. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys, I figure while I have it apart, we've got the venerable idle air bleed or pilot jet down there below that throttle stop. So I'm going to take out that throttle stop, remove that pilot jet, make sure that's clean, because I don't want this thing to hunt once I start it. So what I do is I turn that screw in until it bottoms, I count the number of turns, All right, then I take it out so that when I put it back in, I can put it out the same distance. All right, I'll be back. One thing you'll notice, guys, is when you're working on a pilot jet, the hole that's on this going through the pilot jet is so tiny. A regular torch tip cleaner wire is too thick. You need about a 10,000ths wire or even less. So what I do, I grab a brass bristle brush, take a needle nose plier, I pull out one of the bristles. Those bristles are about 8,000 diameter. All right. Then what I do is I take that bristle and I stick it through. So you can see there's the bristle right there. Pretty thin. Oh, you can see it right. Oh, where is it? There it is. See it? Really thin. Okay. All right. So I have the bristle in my hand. And what I'm going to do, let me put you back in here. Get you set up. All right. And what I'll do, I'll take that bristle, all right, and I will stick it in to the hole, and you can see, or can you see it in there? Yeah, you can see it sticking in and out, in and out. That means the hole is clean. Now that I know the pilot jet hole is clean, I'm going to be able to put that carburetor all back together. So I'll see you in a few minutes. All right, now we can throw it all back together. That PVC hose. Push back on, attach that PVC hose. We got the 2 nuts for that. Again, 10mm. Now, taking them off, I use the impact. I don't recommend putting it on with the impact because you could strip them or crack the plastic. So I'm just going to use a nut driver with the 10mm socket. Tighten them up. If anyone's wondering, this is calibrated right here, calibrated arm. Okay, that's done. Now the next thing to go on is this top cover. Now remember, the top cover does 2 functions. It has the part here where that harness goes in for the kill switch, and it has the part up here where your primer tube goes. All right, so we'll put the primer tube in there. We'll put the harness in. Actually, you know what? Let's get the thing out. There we go. Thing's on where it's supposed to be. The primer hose is there. There's 2 screws that go in there. Let's get the 2 screws on there first. Let's get it together, and then we'll put this harness where it's supposed to go. And then basically we're just buttoning it up. All right. These are basically wood screws, but that's what they're using there in the plastic. Got one on each side. Phillips head. The air box. Remember, this is a snow engine, so it's got an opening over here on the inside to get the heat off the engine, to keep warm air feeding the engine. You don't want that carburetor to ice up. You want to feed it warm air. So that's why it has this top cover on there. This top cover is going to keep the engine fed warm air from right there where the engine is, okay? If I was to take that off, it could be sucking in cold air. It could ice up the carburetor. So that's why they have it. Okay, so this cover's on. Now we're gonna slip that harness back in there the way it was. Okay, there's the harness. Now basically all we have to do, we have to attach the primer hose to the primer bulb, put this cover back on. We noticed a slot in there to get past that knob, and we're home free. So let's see what we got. Primer hose back on. I apologize, my arm's in the way. Hard to see, there's not a lot of room. Okay, primer hose is on. The throttle knob is sticking out where it's supposed to be. The choke shaft is where it's supposed to be. And that's basically it, guys. I've got 2 screws here, I got 2 screws there, the choke knob, and that's it. The throttle operates a lot easier than the old design I used to have. So now I use my trusty Triscuit box. I like Triscuit. So now I know where my screws are. I got my 2 screws right there that go on the front of this cover right there. I got the 2 screws that go, one on the top, one on the bottom and the back. I know where my screws go. Easy. Easy peasy. I like my Triscuit box. These are 10mm. One there. The other one goes in the bottom. Okay, the other 2 go in the top and on the side. And again, I'll use my nut driver for these to at least to start them. You could probably use the impact because it's going into a metal insert, so it's not going to hurt anything. There's the top. One more on the bottom. Then I can send them home. There's the choke knob. Okay. One on the top, one on the bottom. I got the last one. Goes on the side, on the bottom of the side. Right over here. Alright, cinch them. Gotta cinch them by hand. And then I'll come back with a little ratchet. We'll give them a little bit more tighten because they're metal inserts, so you can tighten a little tighter. All right, a little snug, 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 snug. Okay. Now guys, the moment of truth. This is the moment of truth. All right. Now, you got fresh fuel in there. Well, you're hoping it's fresh fuel. You drained out all the schmutz. Let's see what we got. Let's see if she runs. Let's see if she hunts. But before we do anything, always, always check the oil. Now, if you look on here, I don't see much oil in there, guys. I do see moisture. I see a lot of moisture contamination. I'll wipe that out. But I'll be honest, guys, I don't see any oil. Oh my gosh. I don't see any oil on this dipstick. Holy cow. It goes right to the low mark and that's it. That is not good. The engine not seized, but good thing I checked. You always gotta check, guys, because if I tried to start this engine with no oil in it, who'd be responsible? Ken Small Engines would be. Let me get some oil. Holy cow. It was a good thing I looked, Tal. Holy cow. It was a good thing I looked. Try it again. Put the dipstick down. Pull it out. Guys, there is literally just enough oil to that first dot. That's it. And it's barely making the first dot. Man, good thing I checked. Good thing I checked. These things only take about 16 ounces of oil. They don't take a lot. But you know what? 16 is a lot better than 0. So right now, this is basically a full quart. So let me throw some in here. Wow, good thing I checked. Man, that would have not made my day. All right, I put a little bit in there. Let's see if it brings up the dipstick level. Yeah, that would have been a bad day for Ken Small Engines, people. You never want a day like that. All right. Okay. Now we're full. Yeah, it wasn't that there was no oil in there, but it was very low. It was on the very low part of the dipstick. That's dangerous. Another trick I could show you guys. When you're checking oil, it's hard to see on the dipstick sometimes, especially when it's fresh, clear oil. So what I like to do, I'll take a Sharpie, all right, and on the back of the dipstick, I'll put a line. All right, I put a line on the dipstick. When you dip that in oil, that line will get blurry because of the oil. So that way it's easier to see where the oil level is. So I pull it out. That level is blurry up to the second mark. I am good. Okay. So now we're good on oil. Let's see what we got here. Let me make sure the camera's running. Don't want to miss this. All right. Yeah, it's running. All right. So now we got oil. We know we're good. We got the throttle on rabbit. Actually, let's put it halfway. There's halfway. Prime it a little bit. Put the choke on. Let's see what we got, guys. Oh. Keep the choke on, a little more primer. Choke's off, running good. I'm going to call that a win. win for Ken Small Engines, guys. A little bit of smoke here. It looks like it's probably just all the lubricant that was on this engine. I think they played around with it because when I first got this and brought it home, there was like oily stuff all over here. So I think they may have done something with the oil and maybe spilled some on it. So I'm gonna let this run for a little while and let it burn off. But at this point, the only thing I have left to do is fix that chute. So that's gonna would be what we fix now. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the only thing I have to do to fix that chute is loosen up these two nuts on here and engage that wire. So let's see what we have here. I think it's 7/16, maybe ½ inch. Let's see what we got. Nope, not 7. Let's see what's happening. Yep, ½ inch. So I'm going to loosen these up. I'm going to engage it. Alright, there we go. Got to engage it properly. We're going to tighten it. Okay, now let's see how she works. Well, actually, you know what? Let's correct this. I mean, right now, it's turning, it's rotating, it's working properly, but we still have the problem up here where there's a lot of interference with the bushing. See that? That's not supposed to be like that. This bar is all bent out and everything. That ain't right. That's gonna be a deep socket or a ½ inch wrench. Let me grab a ½ inch wrench and we'll fix it. We'll make it right. This is the second time I've gotten a machine in where there was absolutely no oil in it. And that's dangerous. So remember, guys and gals, check the oil. Every time you use these things, check the oil. Because it'll definitely be a bad day for any of you if there's no oil in it and they blow that engine. All right, so now I'm just making it so that this is square to it. And there you go. Look at that. Perfect. Let's show you. There's the stop. Then you go to the other side. Nice and easy. Stop. Now, this thing is doing exactly what the one was doing for my sister-in-law. And I'm going to show you. It's hitting. Actually, let me take the camera off. This is exactly what I had to do with my sister-in-law's this morning. When you turn it, that piece right there is hitting that. Watch. Turn it. Okay? Now once you go to that stop, now watch. See, it goes to the stop, but if you notice, that piece right there, well, it was hitting pretty good before. Let me go back, try it again. It's working okay now. My sister-in-law and hers, this piece here, this aluminum thing was, or this plastic chute was all the way back where this piece here was hitting the belt guard, not allowing it to shoot all the way to the right. So what I did was I loosened the 4 bolts, there's 2 there and 2 on the other side, and I pushed that whole chute assembly forward to clear it. Seems like it's working okay now, so I'm gonna leave it. All right, guys, that's it for this. Craftsman MTD, thanks for fixing the design on that throttle lever so I can take the covers off nice and easy. We cleaned out the jet, we cleaned out the pilot jet, we corrected the chute rotator so that it's now working properly. So now this is a win-win for Ken Small Engines and the customer. Good thing we checked the oil. And we'll bring that back to her, and you know what did it cost me in oil? It took about eight or so ounces. I'm gonna throw that in because I'm charging her a decent amount for this job. So we'll throw that in good faith. We'll fix the chute in good faith. I'm not gonna charge her for that. It would have taken me 2 seconds. So, all right, guys, that's it for me. Any questions, comments, suggestions, like, subscribe, anything you want to see on my channel, just let me know, guys. All right, Ken Small Engines, we're out, and we'll talk to you soon. One last thing, guys. If you're not sure on the oil level and you're not sure if you should screw it in or not screw it in, that's why they give you this cap. If you unscrew that cap, put a rag underneath it, but unscrew it, the oil should just be at the top of that, like just dribbling out or just about to dribble out. That's a good telltale. So if you're filling up your oil, take that cap out, fill up the oil, and as you're filling it, once it starts to get to here where it's gonna dribble out, that means your oil level's filled. That's why they're there. It's a verification cap. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Getting back to this Craftsman, I'm getting ready to deliver it, but I did notice, look at the skid shoes. They didn't even adjust them properly. That bolt's hitting. Look, it looks like those bolts were scraping on the lady's driveway. Come on, guys, get with the program. Whoever's assembling these things, assemble them correctly. All right, guys, talk to you later. See, now that they're adjusted properly with the paint stirring stick, look at those bolts. They're not hitting. That's crazy, guys. You gotta do it the right way. Use the paint stick, adjust the edge properly, and you'll be good to go. All right, guys, talk to you soon.